Alright. Hello and welcome to another Infinity Kingdom guide. In this one, we're gonna have a look at the magic artifacts of Infinity Kingdom. We're gonna dive into the world of magic artifact bonuses, more specifically Annihilation and Deadly. As we know, every artifact can roll both main and secondary stats, and has a chance to roll a bonus, which is either, for magic, either deadly, improving spell damage dealt to the enemy by 10%, or you can roll Annihilation, which increases the critical damage of your immortals, your magic damage, by 20%. So I've got a lot of players asking me which one's better, right? I'm running this setup, do I want Annihilation? Or I'm running that setup, do I want Deadly? Or vice versa? And well, truth is the answer to that question is just more complex than a simple binary answer. What we need to do is figure out what's best in the context of your setup. So what's best based on your critical hit chance, because as we read, we've got either 10% damage, which counts both in critical hits and in normal hits, or we've got the double that, we've got 20% added damage but only 2 critical hits. So surely there must be a threshold. The 2 outcomes: either spell damage is just always better because we can't get enough crits to actually overtake, or there's a threshold where we suddenly go from, okay, now spell damage was better, but now we're critting enough that the double the added damage to critical hits is now better. So that's what we're gonna find out, and to find that out, we're gonna start doing a lot of tests. So I made a Lonely Empress Wu and a Lonely Chance, and I matched them up with each other, and I made them fight 40 times and recorded all of the average damages for Empress Wu's Imperial Fire Ultimates. Links in the show note to the numbers and the figures, so you can do the maths yourselves if that's what you're into. Basically, by pairing them up against each other, I got a lot of numbers on how much does a normal hit for, how much does a critical hit for, and based on those numbers, I was able to sum them up and average them out, and start calculating, okay, when would more critical damage overtake pure spell damage boosts. Hence the critical threshold that we need in order to make Annihilation's crit damage bonus more value than Deadly's 10% spell damage bonus. So what we're gonna do is basically calculate the damage for Deadly as, or the normal, an average normal hit times however many times we hit with a normal attack. We're taking that and we're adding the average critical hit damage times however many times we critically hit, and because this is deadly, we're taking that by adding 10%. So we're saying times 1.1. When we're calculating the damage of Annihilation, we're doing the same thing by saying the average normal damage hits times however many times we hit with a normal attack. Add to that the average crit damage for a single critical hit times however many times we hit with critical hits, and most importantly, we're taking only the critical hit damage and amplifying that by 1.2 as well. So that's what we get. Here's an example of, let's say we have 10% crit chance, right? Then we're doing normal hit attack times 90, because we're doing 100 attacks, 10 of them are going to be critical hits, 10% crit chance, then 90 is going to be normal attacks. We're taking the average critical hit damage times 10, because we got 10 crits, and we're amplifying it. We're saying times 1.1. Annihilation, same deal, right? 90 normal hits, 10 crits. We're saying critical hit damage, we want to amp that up by 1.2 because that's the critical hit damage modifier. So, in conclusion, we can see that at 38% or higher, if your critical hit chance is 38% or more than that, then you want to run the Annihilation bonus artifact on your mage, giving you full advantage of those juicy critical hits. If, on the other hand, you have less, if you have 37% or lower than that, then you want to run the Deadly bonus artifact on your mage. Now you're probably wondering, well, how do I know? How can I figure out what my crit percentage is? Because Infinity Kingdom doesn't really list that for you. What it does is give you a statistical value for your crit, which you have no earthly idea as to what percent chance that actually translates into. So what you want to do is equip Death Breath in whatever loadout that you are testing. So let's say I'm a main fire guy, then I want to equip Death Breath on my Empress Wu, keep the rest of my loadout, my build intact, and find a buddy on my server who I can test against in the arena. What you want to do, well, Death Breath you want to use because it procs a ton of times. So by doing like, I don't know, a couple, 3, 4 maybe attacks, you'll have multiple 100 instances of damage from Death Breath, giving you a pretty good idea of what your crit percentage is. And what you want to do with your buddy is have him or her make standard marches, but do them both with and without malice. That way you're gonna find out if malice is a thorn in your side. In some cases you want to stick to. As always, please do subscribe to the channel. I consistently release new content here on the IK channel and on the official IK Wiki website. Links are in the description. On these channels you can find guides from everything in IK, from events to talents, passives, finished builds and game mechanics. With that, I'm gonna leave you, and as always, thank you for watching and see you for the next one.